At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. Tonight, going to talk about some stuff regarding legislation, and I was reading what JP Morgan, their collaboration they did with the Singapore Monetary Authority, Project Apollo. I read about 30 pages of the 60-page report they put out, and pretty much put me to sleep. But it's interesting. You know, every time you read some of these articles, these reports, more dots just start to connect. And it's just more validation that we're on the right track here. The cryptos we're looking at, they're going to be the ones that are here to stay. They're going to be the ones that change the world in the next 15, 20, 30 years. I was listening to a stream today, and it was very interesting. And this guy was talking about how the major brands of today are most all going to be gone in 30 years. And you're starting to see the value, and it's all going to come from creators and them selling stuff. Like Mr. Beast, he just released like a candy or something, and then put out a restaurant or a burger place and set like the record for most people ever coming to an opening. You know, Kim Kardashian, $3 billion clothing line, you know, her sister's makeup line. You know, so you're starting to see a switch from the old brands to these influencers, streamers are now becoming brands. And that's just going to evolve more and more and more. And as these new Web3 social apps come out, like Galaxy, that we're really bullish on, you know, you're going to have access to celebrities, creators like never before. And that's something we're going to see this bull market that really excites me. So checking out the bubbles across the board, you know, kind of cooling off. You know, we had some excitement, you know, gaming got hot. You know, you started to see the 100x, 1000x streamer or influencers putting out thumbnails for all their streams and shit. So, you know, time to cool off, a little dip. You know, not a big deal. It's par for the course. But, you know, inside the Richard Heart ecosystem, we're bleeding. Unless you are in TGC, PDI, Atropa, or Teddy. You know, they're coming back now. I actually sold my entire bag of Teddy at 4,300 up here a minute ago before I got on stream because, you know, I saw this red candle come in. I was like, oh boy. So, you know, all my Atropa and PDI, I don't have really any liquid. It's all in liquidity pools. So Teddy was the only one I was sitting on, but no more. So hopefully, you know, I want this thing to drop all the way back down to 2,700 so I can add a nice 75% to my Teddy stack. Because this just shows me what we're capable of when the bull market comes and shit gets out of control and new money starts flooding in. You know, there's no money coming in right now. I think it's just recycled money sloshing around, pumping things, you know, here and there. Pump Teddy, PDI, Atropa, but it could be the Fetch Oracle. You know, that's doing something. Shout out to Chaos Chris. I was talking to him earlier, and he was saying, you know, we might be missing something, that the Oracle might be doing something with PDI and Atropa that we don't know yet, but you know, we'll see. It's all speculation, but seeing these pumps, you know, I would take profits. You know, if you're holding liquid, you know, if these don't retrace, I'd be shocked. But You gotta love it. And TGC, shout out to Coach. The aliens. We're going to the firmament. He's got an awesome space going on right now in Twitter. Mando's in here, Coach is in here, and there's just it's all alpha. Talking about the tokenomics and how this PTGC is different. This is the first coin that actually buys and burns its coin. They're not just using, fees that were generated and burning them. Like, this coin actually goes and buys and burns the coins. It's completely deflationary, and this DAO gives you the ability to have say in the community. If you're a top 100 holder, you can put up any proposals you want, and they're all just buy and burns. I think Coach was saying that we burned, what was it, 1 billion pulse or something like that in the last week, which is insane to think about. That's way more than I have of Pulse Chain, and in 1 week it's burning that. So Alien now is out helping out. We got the 808 doing its thing. That's buying and burning, and giving you back reflections. So just from being a staker, you got the 808, the liquid coin and burn, and now you're getting reflections back in these other coins. I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm super glad that I'm just holding strong. I'm staked. I didn't lock, but I'm not going to touch staking. It's so deflationary. I want to see. I haven't checked in a while how many coins are on the market. All right, they've burned almost 19 billion. So the circulating supply, last time I looked, just crossed under the 100 billion left, and now we're at like 95, under 95. So guys, like, we're so early still. This has only been out for like a month and a half. Imagine when it's 10 times that long and it's been out for a year and a half. Could this burn supply really get to half of the supply? Who knows? Well, time will tell. Say what's up to the chat. What up, Pulse Former? Good to see you, my man. John May, coughing up a storm. Godfather J6, good to see you, my man. Look at Jesus coin, how it's breaking. Yeah, I see people shilling Jesus all the time. Let's check it out. Is it on Pulse Chain or is it on ETH? Which one you talking about? They're both pumping like hell. So Pulse Chain Jesus, 1.6K in liquidity. So it's bottoming out. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Yeah, I'd see it being shilled a lot. People definitely, they love their Jesus, and they got to get their Jesus fix. Joe Frolab, how about P. Diatropa flying? Hell yeah. Mobius, what up, what up? ETH Jesus coin. Yeah, I was going to say they have way more liquidity. A couple $1 million. Oh, yeah, wow. Oh, my God. Probably not the time to buy right now. I definitely missed this one. That's for damn sure. But you know what? This makes me actually want to buy on Pulse Chain now, because a lot of people, I would imagine, are going to feel the same way I did right there. Is look at that chart and say, oh, wow, I missed it. And then go to Pulse Chain and get it there. Sorry. That there's just, I think, more opportunity. Yeah, locking is dope. Yeah, I'm probably, actually, now that I think about it, I'm not selling anything for a long time, so I'm going to lock like 75% of mine, I think. Why not? 80% burn coming in Christmas and less than 5 trillion tokens left on the market. Oh, is that Christmas present that was coming? Man, I'm gonna have to watch this and see if it dips. If we can get a nice dip, if we can get like one of these little dips right here, and we can run back down to like under 2,000, I'd love to scoop some up. Hell yeah. So guys, What the hell just happened? The SEC is having trouble serving HEX founder Richard Hart, and they've now postponed it to January 30th. So tomorrow was supposed to be the day. No longer. The SEC literally can't find him, and I think they're going to send him an NFT. That's the next step I'm hearing, is they have different ways that they can reach out to him. But the SEC alleges Schuler of raising over $1 billion in unregistered securities since the end of 2019 and using the proceeds to spend lavishly on luxury cars, designer clothes, and a black diamond dubbed the Enigma. So funny, guys. This is so bullish for HEX, honestly. This is hilarious. And, like, Richard is just an absolute legend. And I've been talking a lot about legislation and how if we see something happening in the next month or two, it'll be bullish for the ETF and for the utility cryptos that we talk about. But I listened to this podcast today with Justin Slaughter here, the policy director at Paradigm, and he was saying that they're not going to do anything this year. He'd be shocked. You know, he said there might be some stuff like, you know, House and Senate, but no major crypto regulations coming, and he thinks it's going to be a talking point for the next election, which I completely agree. So he's saying we're stuck now in a holding pattern until after the election, and policymakers on both sides of the aisle are beginning to see past crypto's volatility to appreciate the underlying tech. Just like us, guys, we're all here for the tech. You know, we're not in it to make money. We're here for the tech. And don't let anyone fool you, all right? Lofty AI, fractional real estate investing. I've been talking about tokenization of assets. Polytrade, Realio, Defactor, Alliance Block. What were the other? There was a couple others from the other night. Galileo Protocol. They're ripping like crazy. And I found this coin, I just stumbled across my radar. I was doing some research on Algorand, and I was telling you guys under 9 cents, this is a steal right now. And it pumped up to almost 15. So it almost, you know, doubled up for a major blue chip coin in the middle of the bear market. So Lofty AI is a platform that has made the process even easier by tokenizing fractional real estate investments. You know, and the fact that they launched on Algorand, they chose them. The projects that are launching on these blue chip projects, there's no memes. There's no garbage coins. It's all real life changing projects that are going to revolutionize the industries that they're tapping into. And they didn't choose Algorand by accident. You know, Gary Gensler was not speaking at MIT, you know, praising the founder of Algorand, saying Uber could run on their technology. You know, he didn't say that so he could walk it back 4 years later while he's alleging Algorand's security in the middle of a Binance and Kraken lawsuit. Like, it's just a shame that American politics come to this level, because Gary's a smart dude. He knows all about blockchain, and I guarantee you, if he wasn't the head of the SEC and he was on the other side fighting for crypto, he'd be one of our biggest allies. He'd be like a John Deaton to the XRP community. So I see how these projects are launching, and Polymath and, you know, Realio choosing XLM and Stellar. You know, Polytrade and Defactor going away from ETH and choosing Polygon. There's reasons for this. They're choosing blockchains and places that they can grow into the future, that are sustainable, that they're not going to, you know, open up there and then ETH gas fees crush them, or bridge gets hacked. You know, they're coming to chains that are going to scale in the future. And this was something that really caught my eye. Republic's new multi-chain wallet is tailored for tokenized assets. So they debuted their own self-custody digital wallet, which will be integrated into its retail crypto investing platform. This is completely the opposite of what we've been told for the last year. You know, that everything is dead. Republic's users will no longer have to create their own third-party wallets to manage their crypto holdings or participate in token drops on the platform. Instead, they can rely on Republic's multi-chain, multi-sig wallet, which will have one unified interface. So now this is like taking Gnosis, having a Gnosis safe inside your Republic account. This allows its 3 million investors to invest in not just digital assets themselves, but allow tokenized securities and real-world assets such as art, music, or real estate. And this is the future, guys. It's all being built out right now. And they just need the legislation and the final pilots and everything to go live so we can see, wow, this stuff, this DeFi really does work for these institutions. They really are making a lot of money doing this. I think now retail, we're allowed to nibble on the scraps. You know, how nice of them that they're going to allow retail to come in after their millions of accredited investors, the wealthy investors are all in, and then it's going to open up for millions of global retail investors. So we'll be able to invest in startups, real estate, and fine art, highly illiquid and mostly inaccessible. Tokenization solves all the problems, and this wallet is just one example. MetaMask is doing the same thing. They are building, or Fidelity is building their interoperability out with MetaMask. So if we go and buy, in the future, I want to be able to buy, a half of an Amazon share. If I have a couple $100 left over, I don't want to have to go buy full shares of a stock. Why can't I buy a half a share, or a quarter of a share? That's crazy. So that's coming, guys. These platforms are going to be all-in-ones where in like 5 to 10 years, I can't imagine kids that are like 14, 15, 16, when they're in their 20s and they're using these platforms, they're not going to be able to tell the difference between a crypto or a stock or, a tokenized bond. They're going to be different, but all they're going to care about are the yields that they produce, a majority of the people. And when you have interoperability coming, these for crypto mined among Republic's customers, they'll eventually be able to stake their crypto through newly minted digital wallets and earn rewards via the company validators on ETH, Avalanche, Polygon, Kraptos, and more. So guys, it uses multi-sig, which is the safest way. That's why I love Gnosis Safe. Ivan says it all the time, multi-sig. You got to use multi-sig. That's the future. So these guys all know it. They're not stupid. They're building out their platforms so they can then introduce it to the public. XRP now is threatening to flip Binance. Hilarious clickbait. Just have to throw it in there, which is funny to me. What doesn't mean a thing. But what was interesting was the Zum wallet now is set to integrate MasterCard debit features. And I've been talking about the XRP ledger since my first stream I did on Sologenics. And now they are getting into tokenization of assets, in Dubai and across the world. And again, go figure, we found Sologenics almost 3 years ago now. And it was just this new coin, a DEX that was going to launch. They had airdrops coming. So we got into it because the passive income that was coming in the future with the Corium airdrops and the Sologenics airdrops. And now it's grown into an incredible project that is all around the world growing and building for enterprise solutions. And the wallet that you traded in is the Zum wallet. The DEX Sologenics is 100% deflationary. There were 400 million total tokens, and now they've burned, I think, around 1 million of them. So it's the same thing as PTGC. They're going to be less and less tokens as we move forward, and we're going to start seeing that with a lot of projects. Cosmos just did it. They trimmed their inflation now, 10% cap per year on that. That's huge. So competition is forcing these projects to change. You're not going to just be able to let founders just dump and dump and dump. And that's why that Celestia coin is being shilled by all the mainstream now. I think 10% of the coins are out. The dumping that's going to come is insane. There's reasons they shill these shit coins and all of them jump on board at the same time. But we're sticking with DeFi. That's where it's at on Pulsechain. And I like DeFi on the XRP Ledger, on Hedera, on Stellar. And even like Avalanche, the gaming on there, the gaming that's coming to Solana. The world is going to work where in the future, like right now, we're seeing EVM chains, their transaction counts spiking 1,000% since mid-November. Avalanche, Celo, Phantom, Binance, and Polygon seeing huge increases in activity. And that's because ETH is unsustainable. People are going to other places. Yeah, ETH is going to be used, but, not like we think. And this here, Coinbase, Brian Armstrong is saying that the crypto industry now can turn the page after the historic Binance settlement. So another shift in the media sentiment that they are now bullish on crypto. They see the future. They see the utility in it. It's not all scams and funding Hamas and, hucksters, fraudsters, and people that are just ripe with uncompliance and money laundering and terrorist financing. It's insane. Anyone that looks in the blockchain, it tells a complete different story. So these lies can only last so long. So we're seeing a spike in use across the board. And I was talking about the world. It's all about who you know. And these projects that are being built, the ones that are going to be the winners, the Quants, the Hederas, the Algorans. I'm talking outside the Richard Heart ecosystem. I look at that as a separate. Richard has conquered DeFi. He is the DeFi king, and that is never going to change. It's real DeFi, but there's going to be institutional DeFi and like shitty retail DeFi. And that's where the big money is going to flood into. The UK right now is putting all of their stuff in their laws, getting everything in place so the flood of money can flow into tokenized assets. And everyone is compliant now, coming into compliance. And it's just funny that they're partnering with the Monetary Authority of Singapore, working with JP Morgan and Apollo. So even though Ripple is competitors, they are locked in with Singapore. So Ripple is involved in all this. They're all working together behind the scenes. The winners are already chosen. And they shill it in this way. They're exploring the potential for tokenization to enable greater fund personalization. JP Morgan and Apollo also took part in the same initiative, looking at personalizing discretionary portfolios for wealthy clients. So now they're telling the truth, why they're doing this. I read 30 pages of this today about Project Guardian and what they were doing with this proof of concept to figure out how to make tokenizing assets and managing portfolios as simple as possible. And they use several different blockchains. And the thing that caught my eye is they gave a big shout out to Layer Zero and Avalanche for making this happen. And Chaos Chris has been talking about Layer Zero. It's going to be one of the biggest blockchains that comes because it's providing interoperability for these guys to run their platforms. And then you have Quant and their Hyperledger working with the BIS and the Bank of England on complete different projects. The British Investments Group gets the nod to use cryptos and blockchain in this way. But it's here to promising efficiency, liquidity, and bespoke portfolios. Michelle Screamager, chair of the working group, is steering the initiative, expressed optimism about the transformative impact of the move. The group compromises of industry heavyweights such as BlackRock, M&G, and Schroders. It also collaborates closely with the FCA and the UK's finance ministry. And they are tied in hard with Ripple and Quant. Their collective goal is to unlock opportunities for tokenized funds and drive significant advancements in the financial sector. Yada, yada, yada. Blockchain tech is known for its association with cryptocurrencies and takes center stage in this paradigm shift. The digital letter recording ownership of tokens has predominantly played a role in the crypto realm, which, despite being a relatively small part of the global financial system, has a substantial impact. So they're letting us know. And this other article here, where it's really funny that most of the legislative relaxations will be related to some requirements in the UK Central Securities, whatever. The Bank of England will be given power to choose to allow entities an exemption from getting an SFR designation for the sandbox. This applies to payment and settlement systems. So you don't think the Bank of England, which is partners with Ripple, they already have everything set up behind the scenes. Two areas that appear to differ between the sandbox and the EU pilot regime were permissionless blockchains and retail access. The government said it isn't ruling out either. However, it will be tricky for the systems to comply with current legislation. Regarding retail access, the government will attain the current requirements on intermediation between retail and wholesale, but it doesn't consider retail participation to be ruled out. So there you go, guys. More novel retail targeted solutions could be explored in future sandboxes. So they're not going to let retail have access to this until the big money is in. Everything is set for them, and then we get to chew on the scraps. And there was even a part of the article saying that they are going to relax legislation over here to get this to really thrive. I can't find, but they're basically telling us here that they will give grants to certain companies, allow certain companies to basically skirt around the rules until everything is proven to be running efficiently, so they don't have to come back and look like fools when they keep having to update and change. So guys, like, we're just reading this report about Project Guardian and with what these guys are doing. Like, they want to be able to have a portfolio for their richest clients where they don't have to come and designate permission for somebody to make decisions for them. They want their users to have the ability to literally log into these platforms and choose and pick what they want seamlessly, from tokenized assets to cryptos to startups to, new IC, whatever it is. They want to reduce the friction and have these all-in-one platforms that are very easy for portfolio managers to use and for their clients to use. And interoperability is the key. And how I think it's going to work is we're going to see, a client from a bank or a credit union needs a loan, and this is the rate they're willing to pay, and that will get sent out across the different blockchains. And if there's someone over on Phantom or someone on Helium or someone on Matic that is willing to meet the criteria, they'll match them up. So they'll be using layer 0 or something like that to connect these blockchains and allow frictionless lending between them. That's really how I think this is going. And that's why I'm just so bullish on a lot of these blue chips. Like, I really, really think they're going to be replacing the mainstream stocks, the mainstream corporations. They're all, you already see it now. Not 10 companies control the entire S&P 500. 75% are just shitty zombie corporations that lose money, and that can't sustain itself. So I really think, Stellar, Cosmos, Solana, obviously Luna Classic for rags, but Avalanche, with what they're doing now with gaming, it's about to blow up. We're seeing Alex Becker and them shill the hell out of Beam. Solana was fudded like crazy in the bear market. Now everyone's on board. Chainlink, another blue chip that's going to be around. Hedera, so bullish on Hedera. Saucerswap V2 is just launching. They had some problems, but I think everything's live now. I'll be doing a stream on it in the next couple days. The opportunity for DeFi on Hedera, it's insane. And I don't know what it takes for people to see how big these opportunities are. You know, obviously, once you put in hundreds and thousands of hours of research, it kind of becomes obvious. But like relaying the message so it like that light bulb clicks with other people, that's what I'm trying to do. You know, is once Pulsechain and some of these altcoins do hundreds of X's, you know, you're going to want to put that money somewhere. If it's back into other cryptos, you know, investing it into stuff outside into the real world, you know, whatever it is, you know, that's what I'm doing now. Huge. You know, every time I get some money or something, I try to buy something like this, like boxes of Magic cards, you know, boxes of Pokemon cards, and just put them away. You know, these things appreciate like crazy, and real world, like just physical things, people throw them out, and they're gonna become a time, I think, in the future where everything shifts. It cycles. You know, people aren't gonna want the digital shit anymore. The AI is gonna be cool, but what it's gonna ultimately do is people that have real human value and that can create without AI, they're gonna make them even more valuable, and it's gonna make the human creativity even more valuable. So I'm really excited for the future, for everything that's coming. You know, there's so many opportunity across so many different niches of the market, from tokenized assets, gaming, DeFi 2.0, AI, NFT 2.0s. You know, I want to just show you this, guy, this last one more thing real quick, with this Galileo protocol. You know, it's insane, the stuff that they're doing. You know, it's at 64 cents right now. It's a $24 million market cap. You know, tokenizing assets, they're launching on Quant's new standard, and they're called PNFTs. They're programmable. You know, so if you want some high-end shit, this is where you're going to go in the future. Right here. To marketplaces like this. You know, where you want to go buy a new Rolex and you don't want to have to worry about it being fake or anything. You want to flex that NFT. You want to take pictures of yourself flexing with it and then post those pictures to the metadata of that NFT. Well, that's all coming. And I'm going to buy a big bag of this. I really think Galileo is going to be huge. You know, there's the marketplace I got to go to. Let's see. Unity through value. Oh, where was, I don't know where it was. They had a, here we go. So some of these articles are really cool. See how NFTs are setting a new standard for luxury watch ownership. How Galileo is transforming automotive tokenization, unlocking the true potential of luxury jewelry. Guys, this stuff's coming. And this is how you get in, you win in crypto. I've been doing this shit for 5 years. It's getting in, identifying a trend, whether it's one of the 5 or 6 I just said, and then doing some research and identifying the plays that are early. You know, Quant, the CEO of Quant, Gilbert Verdian, worked with the Prime Minister of England, who is so pro crypto, it is insane. The Bank of England working with Ripple. You know, Quant and their QRC20s, their TC307 standards. They're revolutionizing parts of the industry, but they're boring. You don't hear about it. It's behind the scenes stuff for businesses, and it's not public information. You know, half these companies are under NDAs, and they can't talk about it publicly. But I see little tidbits here and there. You know, little things leak out, and little dots connect, and you just start to recognize partnerships and certain like with Ripple, you know, cross-border payments and banking the unbanked. You hear little catchphrases that are synonymous with each crypto. And guys, like, I just know this is going to be a massive winner in the future. You know, this is what it looks like right here. This is what I was looking for. This marketplace. Like, this is the future right here, where you're going to take your crypto profits instead of having to drive. I'm in the middle of the country. I'm nowhere near a Cartier store or a Ferrari dealership. So I want to buy one. I hit 100x on some coin. I got $1 million. All right, yeah, let's go start looking at some watches. Let's maybe look at some Prada bags. Oh, let's check out, an apartment in Octor. They have $1 million apartment. No big deal. Real estate, shoes, watches. And this right here, this project, the ticker is LEOX. You can get it on, is it on, I don't know if it's on Uniswap. Yeah, it is on Uniswap. There you go. It's right on Uniswap. And then it's on, why did they choose LCX? Why did they list on LCX exchange? I did a video on this 8 months ago. If you want to go back and look at it, we look at LCX, Galileo, the QRC20s, and it was 25 cents Galileo when I first talked about it. And I dropped the ball and didn't even take my own advice. I was too busy degenerating somewhere else, and you can't hit anything. But shit like this, the tokenized diamonds, like this could be so big in the future if they push the diamond narrative. Like you never know where it's going to be, what's going to catch on. The largest tokenized diamond marketplace right here. So each one is backed. It's certified GIA. And if you want your diamond to flex, you'll get your NFT and they'll store it for you. It's cool. And so, guys, this is just another opportunity in tokenized assets with Galileo protocol. And like LCX, Quant, their new standards, their projects are launching on LCX because they are fully compliant. And moving forward, you're seeing all the shitty exchanges, all the non-KYCs, they're all going to slowly get wiped out. And it's going to be a few exchanges that you're forced to go to, but it's not going to be the end of the world because they're going to be fair and they're going to have everything. Like right now, we go and use Coinbase or whatever exchange for what we need it. They have the cryptos or Ethereum for gas. There's a demand for it, and it's an easy way to do it. And it's just like that with these tokenized assets are coming, these NFT marketplaces, so much of crypto. So if you're here now, guys, you're lucky. There's so many opportunities across the board. And this is at a $25 million market cap. Polytrade, I think, is at like a $30 or $40 million market cap. Defactor is at like a $15 million market cap. So do what you want with it, guys. I hope you guys all crush it. Pulsechain for the win, always. Where's Richard? I think he's in Finland or Helsinki, or he could be in Russia. He could be in South Africa. He could be in Dubai. He could be in Monaco. Where in the world is Ricardo Corazon? He's free as a bird. He's free as a bird. I really think that they ain't going to be able to serve him. Richard's smart enough. He ain't going to open some stupid NFT from a random address. He's playing 8D chess by now. Richard is GOAT. Bought Pokemon cards in my uni airdrop. Hell yeah. So was that still Sword and Shield, or did you get some of like the end of the XY stuff? That's awesome. I got some I got a couple Astral Radiance. I got Brilliant Stars. What else did I get? Scarlet and Violet, Paldea 151. Anytime I see Sword and Shield ETBs out, I just go and scoop one up because I know it's not going to be long before they're gone. RFX, what up? What up? Good to see you guys. Programmable sounds interesting. That's why I like the XRPL. That's why I like Sologenics. I like Corium. I like Elysian. I like Equilibrium. There's so many gems across the ecosystem. Texan OG day one. What's up, my man? Long time no see. Bullish on PulseX. Yeah, I'm permanently bullish on PulseX. Everyone knows that. It's just, it's a given now. Like, there's nothing to really talk about with PulseX and HEX. Like, they're doing their thing. We all know they're going to do well. But I want you guys to see opportunities outside the ecosystem because I really think diversifying is important. And everyone needs to seriously consider it. Making profits and all this new stuff and store the gains in HEX and Pulse is the way. Nothing wrong with that if you want to do that. I'm doing that. But my thing is, in my position, I have so much hex from last cycle getting in early and staking it and then getting my copy getting doubled up that I'm kind of over leveraging hex. So for me, I want to build some more bags of Hedera. I want to build some more bags of Algorand. I want to get layer 0. I want to get more Titan X. There's so many projects out there. Like, all right, yeah, exactly. He never would. We could see liquid loans launched by Friday. There we go. Another bullish catalyst for Pulsechain. So, guys, the Fetch Oracle's out. Liquid loans coming. It's an exciting time to be here. And don't do anything stupid. Be safe. Keep your shit off the exchanges. Keep it on ledgers. Keep it on your Ngrave. And don't do anything on your phones. I was yelling at GuGod the other day. I was telling him, I was like, bro, just get a computer. Just get a cheap one. I would say if you have more than $20,000 in crypto, to not go spend $500 on a cheap computer to protect what could be $1 million in a year and a half, I think that's crazy. So that's all I got for tonight, guys. Appreciate all 28 of you that stopped in here. Sometime we're not going to be shadow banned, and we'll be getting the numbers, but it's all good. I'd rather have a small group of legends in here, closed group, no trolls, awesome comments, questions that I can answer for anyone. And yeah. All right, guys. The Pokemon card was printed between 95 and 2013. Japanese, those are my favorite. Yup, definitely. Yeah, bro. I don't have any old Pokemon cards, but I buy lots of vintage Magic cards. Like, I've scooped up a shitload in the last couple weeks because they're so cheap. Just like a bunch of cards from the Dark, Tempest, Weatherlight. Oh, going the wrong way. But I got some, where are they? Yeah, City of Shadows here. I remember looking at these. I got 4 of them for $200. I was looking at them, and they were like $350 a copy a couple years ago. I got some, a bunch of betas, like 5 or 6 beta commons, and then, beta white ward, just cheap common for like $8. It's like, they were $50 2 years ago, and for $8 right now, it is what it is. So I'm trying to make a full set of the Dark. And then I've been buying these loose booster packs of alliances right here. These things are from 1996. And I'm just thinking in 5 years, 10 years to just open these and then just send them all off for grading, to have pack fresh cards that are 30 years old. I think that will be it'll be pretty cool, but I enjoy it. And then stuff with I have a huge collection of boxes of sealed Magic, so I'm thinking in the future of doing openings or something. If the following or channel gets big enough, and maybe start talking about Magic and Pokemon a little bit and the investing side of it, and then maybe start doing some box openings on video or something. Because I really like watching guys open older boxes and hitting huge hits that it's fun. So Crypto Compassion, what up, my man? Appreciate you stopping in at the last second. Pulse Formers back again. That was good space that coach just held. I was listening to it before I jumped in here. But yeah, guys, this is what I'm investing in outside of crypto right here. Magic, vintage Magic singles from the early 90s, and then sealed Pokemon and Magic. All the stuff from the last 2 years is considered toxic. No one wants it. And it's the same thing from 4 years ago from the Sword and Shield era. No one wanted it. I remember buying some boxes for $60-$70, and then 2 years later they were worth $300. So it's crazy how fast and how quick the sentiment changes. You see it in crypto. So now the crypto markets and the cardboard markets are so correlated that, you can get some of these cards and boxes for 90% off of what they were. And I think the bottom is in right around now. And next year is going to be a really good year for cardboard fiends like myself. So that's all I got, guys. Smash that like button. Share this out. We're never going to be monetized here. The commercials now are so insane. The double ones. It's bad. The scams with Brad Garlinghouse, really bad. So even if we're allowed monetization, I'm not going to accept it. So if you want to support, Lindsay makes these awesome, this sugar lip scrub, the Pulsechain chapsticks. We got Hex ones too, and she's redoing the store right now. So go support her Etsy store. I'll start posting links to it everywhere. And yeah, guys, appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.